Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to the Lenny Robbins YouTube channel. Know your politics. Let's come together to create a better understanding for each other. I want to jump right into a topic that is very hot right now, and something that relates to the very same era in which this incident happened over in Commodore Linstead, the mass shooting, and the many people who died. Well, I already have seen people commented on why that thing happened. I won't go down that road, but I just want to add my 2 cents to it to say, my common sense part of it to say, I don't even listen to the people on YouTube who are stating why it happened, because I don't want to get distracted from what is there. But I know for sure that it is very evident that something is happening, and there's a reason for everything. Nothing happens without a reason. There's always a reason for something. And my heartfelt condolence goes out to the family and the victims of that mass shooting. It is critical that we understand that none of us should wish death upon anyone. It doesn't matter who, doesn't matter for what reason. But the mass shooting in Linstead is a one-off incident as it is right now. But there's a greater mass shooting happening in Linstead that is flying under the radar. And this I want to address with the politicians of the day in Linstead. My councillor, Mr. Garrix, and also the councillor from over in Treadways, Mr. Rose. And Damon Crawford, you're now the sitting MP for that year. I do believe the PMP had their first sitting parliament, you have attended your first member, or sitting in parliament as a member of the Northwestern, or I don't know if it's Northeastern or Northwestern constituency of St. Catherine, as the sitting MP that embraces the Linstead era. And my greater concern to that, Mr. Crawford, is, and to the two sitting councillors, because now that era comes down the total control of the PMP. And I don't want to hear the bullshit without that JLP is in power and you people can't do anything. That's absolute rubbish. Because this has been going on for a long time. And as I said, that mass shootings are killing the lives of 5 people. It's a one-off incident. Again, I must say condolence to the family, condolence to the victim families, and to the community of Commodore itself. But in Linstead itself, there's a greater mass shooting taking place. And I'm referring to also the public health sector of the government here. Because more lives can be lost than what the bullet recently took in Commodores. And this is a health crisis. It is a health crisis. I've said it earlier, that gun crime in any country is also an health crisis. But what I'm about to talk about and discuss here is a health crisis in of itself. I happened to be at the Linstead post office a couple of days ago. Yeah. A couple of days ago at the Linstead post office. And I was directed to park around the back of the post office, which I did. And good God, I came out of my car to enjoy the view and the sunshine. And I never knew that the back of the Linstead post office was a bathroom for igglers on the street and even taxi men, everybody. They use the back of the post office to pee and to defecate. I personally witnessed one woman went to the back, pulled down her clothes, pee, defecate in the back, at the back of the post office. get up and pull up her clothes and wipe her hand and her dress. She's a higgler. She walked right out the post office, right back across the street to her stall. Now you tell me, Mr. Damian Crawford, Mr. Garrix, Mr. Rose, you are the PMP councillor and sitting MP for that era now. And I'd like the government to tell me, the Minister of Health, and and when I check this thing, when I check it, this is something that is happening for ages. This is a greater mass shooting to the health of people, buyers and both sellers alike, and also children in the area, surrounding areas of Linstead and its surrounding areas. Now, the government in power has the full authority to address this issue, but I do also to place it on the foot and on the table of the sitting councillors, a councillor for Linstead and adjoining areas, Yuatan, Tradeways, and all these places, Commodore and all these places. Because it's going to be important to monitor the health and secure the health of people in these areas by you guys. It's gonna be, it is important. And I say it's important, sir, because people's health is now your wealth. And I didn't witness just one incident. I witnessed more. I spent about 35 minutes behind the post office. And I witnessed more than 6 persons use the back of that Linstead post office for their private bathroom, to do whatever they want to do. And I witnessed that on more than one occasion. And one day I know that the day I'm talking about, more than 5 to 6 persons use that place at their bathroom. I went back there one evening and went again to park around there. And it was getting up to 5 o'clock. 3-4 people came. 3-4 people came and used the back of the post office again. When I investigate the matter and speak to people, this has been happening for years. And I want to highlight this issue and bring it out to all the PMP and the JLP people who have responsibility for that era. You're talking about you want to represent people, and a mass shooting is happening right under your damn nose, which is even more critical and more urgent and more serious than the mass shooting that took place in Commodore. Because that mass shooting, I'm not condoning it, but it was directed at one family or this group of people. Now the mass shooting that I'm talking about here, this health concern at the post office with igglers and taxmen and everybody walking off the street going to the back of the post office to pass feces, to pass their urine and everything, and walk out back to cook shop, to stalls, to everything, collecting money, passing, making change for passengers and all of these things. This is a greater mass shooting that needs urgent concern. Mr. Tufton, if you're still the Minister of the Health and all of these things, and to the government in power. And also, I'm asking and I'm urging the PMP representatives in the era at the parochial level and also at the ministerial level to bring this to the attention of the government in power. This must be addressed. This must stop. And also, telecommunications, big guys. The head guys at Post and Telegraph. What are you doing? What are you doing? Are you waiting on one of your co-workers to lose their life before you people start to take real actions? Because the post office grounds itself is not secured. It is not secured. There's nothing there so much as security. You have the EOJ office upstairs and the post office downstairs. Government, what the hell are you doing? Should people lose their lives before you put security in place for that damn place? It's a crying shame to see the looseness with which under under which the Linstead post office is operated. That's the first thing that struck me. People can walk in and do whatever they want to do at the back of the building. There's no security, and no security to monitor and secure the premises of both EOJ office upstairs and the post office downstairs. Nothing to secure the people who works in these two offices, two critical service in the community. Nothing for them to feel safe. I understand that all people park at the back of the post office. And the people are closing that gate. Has to wait 5:30, 6 o'clock before people who park them vehicle at the back of the post office turn up. Because they're afraid that people will attack them. Because, the person who parks there doesn't know who locks the gate if they come and can't get their car out. So tomorrow morning they're going to attack everybody in the post office. They're not going to single out anyone. Come on, Mr. Government, Mr. JLP, you're talking about the interests of governing on behalf of the people and you're a government of performance. But people's life is important. It's not just building roads is important, sir. Not just creating jobs are important. Not just putting buses on the road to take children back and forth to school safely alone is important. I get it, so those services are important. But it's also critical to take care of your people who are working for the government, civil service, civil servants. It is important to take care of those people, provide the kind of security on the ground that they need. People can go to work safely. Now I say this about the government of the day. And this is why I say transparency in government is an important issue. It is an important issue because if government are not transparent and honest with what is happening, corruption will remain the pillar of performance. Deception, misinformation, lies, disrespect will remain the pillars of government performance. It doesn't matter what you want to do, sir. It doesn't matter how much you want to convince your citizens that you're doing the right thing. If you're not transparent as a government, listen, and I'll repeat, corruption, misinformation, disinformation will be the pillars, or will be viewed as the pillars of your performance on which your government performance hinges. Let me be very clear, sir, to the government of the day, because I notice that all indication coming out of the government so far is suggesting that they are a performing government. But performance, Mr. Andrew Holness and the JLP, is not measured by the things alone you do. Performance is measured and determined by how people benefit from what you're doing. How much are people benefiting from what you're doing, sir? So all the brag and boast about JLP that doing government, is a performing government, that's fine. You have done a lot. But real performance, evaluation of real performance, and measure of real performance is not by what or how much you have done, but how the people of the country benefits from what you're doing. Because you can do a lot of things, Mr. Government, but the lives of people are no better. And you have set the standard for the fourth term already. And as I said, I'm the watch what they do person. When I say watch what they do, they means politicians and politics. We watch what you guys do. I'm gonna watch what you guys do. I have a couple of eyes on the ground too that's gonna be watching and feeding the information as it is, as they see it and as they gather. Because I alone can't do it. I must praise the JLP government for their commitment to make and to do their best for Jamaica. But like I said, Mr. Holness, what I take issue with is nothing is put in place to lift the economy from the bottom up. Nothing. Nothing is put in place to suggest to us that your government will be a transparent government. In earlier videos that I've submitted and posted on YouTube, I have made declaration as to how government can become transparent and how the people, government can put things out there so people can help the government to be and remain a transparent government for them. These issues, sir, that I raised about the Linstead Linstead post office, that is a stain on any political party, and all political parties, I should say. That should be a stain on politicians. That should be a stain on the very people. Because the very people of Linstead, you hear nothing coming out of them. Nothing. Nobody is speaking up about this mass shooting that is taking place right at the Linstead post office, where people are using that place to defecate, to pee, to do all sort of things. When I drove into the post office, man, the garbage that is at the entrance of that gate that the workers who drive go through to park at the rear of the premises, that main gate, brother, the garbage that is on both sides of the gate is a disgrace. Damian Crawford, it is a disgrace. Newton Amos, it is a disgrace. Councillor Garrix, it is a disgrace. Councillor Rose, it is a disgrace. Minister Tufton, it is a disgrace. JLP Andrew Holness, it is a disgrace. The government of the day, it is a disgrace. The way of the common people of the street are walking off and heading into that premises and using it as a toilet, a bathroom facility during the day. There's nothing constructed around there, not even water is there for them to wash hands. I see the lady wipe off her hands and her clothes, and I watched her head right back to her stall. Now, what is the difference between those people and the lady, the crab lady at National Hero Circle? What's the difference here, people? And I want to appeal to all Jamaicans, PNP and Labour right alone. Go back to the recent campaign that they held in Linstead and look at the many people in that campaign crowd. Look at the many people who turn out for the JLP and the PNP, and you tell me if you all are satisfied that the very people you're buying things from on the street and in the market environs of Linstead, these people don't even have a clean place. Should they need to use? Should they need to go to the toilet? I remember one day earlier, probably about 3 years ago, I tried to use the Linstead bathroom because I couldn't keep the pee. I hold it as long as I can. And when I was pointed to the bathroom, I used the tail of my shirt like this, put my hand in my shirt and hold the knob of the door and opened it. And I'd made the decision right there and then, I'm gonna piss in my own clothes, not in that toilet. I'm wondering which MP uses the toilet at the market in Linstead. I wonder if he must use it. Crawford use it. Garrix use it. Rose use it. Another political people in the area. And business people. I wonder if you guys use that bathroom. And if the market people, the people of the Higglers in the market who are selling, refuse to use that bathroom, you can't blame them. Blame the damn government. Blame the government. Cannot be the people in the market. And you have to pay to use the dilapidated, unacceptable bathroom that they have there provided. You have to pay to use it. It's not a free thing. If you want tissue, you get 2 pieces, 2 joints of tissue. And the tissue is so thin, by the time you grab it, your hand goes bore right through it, cut right through the tissue. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why I always say and will always say it is important for us as a people to come together for our own damn good. It is important for us to come together for our own damn good. Because I know that Labour Right and PMP use that back of the Linstead Post Office for their own toilet. I know Labour Right and PMP is out there selling as Higglers on the street side. I know about Labour Right or taxi men operating in and around Linstead. You understand? And I know common people walking the street at Labour Right and PMP using the back of the post office as toilet. But yet the very same Labour Right and PMP people, you see them on the campaign and jump up behind PMP. You never hear one of them raise their voice about the condition of toilet facilities in and around Linstead. Never hear them raise their voice. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to throw this in the lap of the politician and throw this in the lap of the government because, and the security, secondly, sir, the security of post offices right across the country must be prominent, must be important, must be, be way on top of the government priority list, must be there because a lot of things can be done with the post office. A lot of more service can be offered to the nation through the post office. But you need, sir, government, I'm saying JLP government because you have the power to do it now. You need to get your act together and start to perform for the people of Jamaica, not just some sector. Because like I said, when you talk about performance, Mr. Holness, is not what the government or the party does. Performance is how much people benefit from what you're doing. When you talk about performance, how much you have done. That book, I've yet to get a copy of that book with that 250 projects that you talked about in your campaign prior to winning the election that your party has completed. I don't know for how many years, but even if it's over 16 years, even if it's from 2016, that's about 25 projects on average per year. You understand? I have yet to hear anything further about it, how Jamaica benefit from those stuff. I'm trying to dig into it to get information, but no one can feed me with any real tangible evidence that they have benefited specifically from these 250 things that the Jamaica Labour Party has done And I will continue to be the watch what they do, because I don't believe Mr. Holness, the JLP alone can do it. I'm not convinced that the PMP alone can do it, and you guys have no intention of making two bipartisan decisions, making a decision, I should say, bipartisan decision to do two things for the benefit of the country. Just two things. Make a bipartisan effort to do two things. I must encourage Mark Golden to stick your neck out, because Jamaica missed a great opportunity in the last constitutional reform effort. Because nothing was really done for Jamaica. The government is talking about working for the people, but in that constitutional reform that went down, nothing was truly done on behalf of the Jamaican people. We need to take our existence serious. We need to take our life serious. We need to take the politics serious. We need as people to now stop, look, listen, and watch what these politicians do. And most of all, it will become obvious to us what they don't know, what they don't do. As I must apologize for that ringing in the background. It's out of my control. I can't do anything about it. But I must apologize for that. I must apologize for it. You understand? And just to close out, what politicians don't do, sometimes it's far more detrimental to what we can, to the type of life and quality of life we live. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome to the Lenny Robbins YouTube show. Let's watch what they do. Let's come together to create a better understanding for each other. Better understanding for each other. Not a Mr. Know-all. None of us knows it all. None of us knows it all. Because if we know it all, none of us will be depending on information coming from people. So none of us knows it all. Let us watch what they do by creating a better understanding for each other. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to the Lenny Robbins YouTube show. I want to wish all Jamaicans a wonderful Wednesday. Blessed love to everyone wherever you are, at home and abroad. Be blessed, stay strong, and let us continue to do what we can do to help the homeland be a better place. We have to encourage people, man. Help build up your Jamaica. Help to build Jamaica. And the more we get involved, the more of us that get involved in the rebuilding, the redefining, the restructuring of our life, of the lives of people in Jamaica, the culture, the food, the politics, the music, the more we put into it, the more we raise our voice, the more we stand up, the more we come together, the more we create that understanding for each and every one of us, is the better Jamaica will be. Not just better, it will be safer, healthier, more educated, and everything we can talk about. Look at Jamaica. A lot of crap is going on, but yet we're turning out some of the greatest athletes, some great educators, some great artists, and I'm talking about artwork and performing in the performing arts and all of these things. Musicians, players of instruments, name it. Inventors, everything. We have turned out some wonderful, wonderful people. Let us continue build on that trend and build on that performance so far. Jamaica, a little but with love, blessed love all over the world.